Who doesn't love Pretty Ricky? Who doesn't love Pretty Ricky? We have somebody in our group named Richard Hernandez. He's amazing. If you don't know him already, go follow him. Okay, Ricky. Every time I hear Pretty Ricky, I always think of him. So we're about to get on the line like I was yesterday. How many of you were on yesterday watching? I talked to three potential sellers, and one is likely going to be getting into a wholesale contract with us. They are likely going to be taking 120,000, which will be a 21-day or 14-day cash out, and then we're going to make a pretty good rip on that one. So a lot of people think that calling expires is just about listings, but when you're in a market like what we're in today, you're going to find that there's a lot of other opportunities. So if you haven't already educated yourself on things like sub-2 transactions, wholesaling, novations, rent to own, there's so many different things that you can help people with, loan assumptions. It's now is a great time for you to go ahead and invest in that knowledge and that skill set, because not only will you make more money, which obviously is important, you have to take care of your family, you have to support yourself. You're not doing all this for free. But more importantly, what's going to happen is you will have more solutions for sellers, right? Because right now, a lot of your competition, the people who are also calling expired listings, they have one solution. They have one script and they have one way of doing business, which is let me list your home. Not every seller wants that. In fact, not every seller can even do that. If you're talking to somebody that wants to sell their home for $450,000 because they owe 432 on it, and you know that the market value, just based on comps, based on data, is somewhere around 415. Most people don't have the cash to bring to the closing table to make that deal happen. So what do you do as a listing agent? What do you do? What almost everyone I've been talking to does is hang up the phone and they move on to the next. And they're leaving a lot of money on the table because there is a solution. The solution is to start asking that seller, what is the interest rate on your home? If they tell you that interest rate, like most people who bought their home between 2020 and 2024 or end of 2023, end of 2023, their interest rate could be 2.5%, 3.5%, 4%. And that's very attractive for sub 2. Now, when you go ahead and put together a sub 2 deal, you also get paid a consultant's fee, a finder's fee, commission, whatever term you want to give it, because you put the deal together. You want to know what else happens? No other realtor came to them with that solution. So they start to see you as far and above the best real estate advisor in whatever market you're serving. So what happens when you bail people out of trouble? Do you think that they start to tell their friends and family about their new hero? What do you guys think? Yes. And isn't the whole name of our game referrals? What do we really want? Do we want to be prospecting to the day we grow gray hairs and we die? No, we don't. We don't want to prospect our entire lives. We want to build a book of business. We want to build a referral machine, a lead generation machine that feeds you so that at some point in your career, you're going to get 25, 50, even 100 deals out of the book of business that you already have. And how I know that this is true. What's up, Wendy? Hi, Kim, Carlos, Tom. Good to see you guys. So how I know that this is true is because I am now in my 6th year of being an active licensed agent, and I get about 10, 15 deals just from my database. So that means that even if I decide I'm never going to prospect again, at minimum, I'm going to make 150, 200 grand just from previous clients saying good things about me to their friends and family. doing another deal because now they feel like moving, they're relocating for work, whatever. So at the end of the day, guys, what we want to do is we want to be people's guide, helping them to solve problems so that you can build your business to where you don't have to prospect forever. The name of the game is building a business. It's not being a forever cold caller. So again, today what I'm going to do, and I'm about to get on the phones, I'm just sharing some information so that you guys understand why we're doing what we're doing. Because I know that a lot of real estate coaches, a lot of real estate trainers, they tell you, hey, go do this, go do that. And you're kind of like, well, why? Like, what's the purpose of this? This seems like a lot of work. Why am I doing this? I always like to give people a foundation for what you're going to do so that you can really understand what your goal is and what you're moving towards. And that way you can embody what it is you're doing, right? You're not just aimlessly doing it with no heart, no soul. You know, for us women, that's a big deal to us. We like to be into our work. It's a passion project for a lot of us. Okay, so I'm about to call expired listings. Here in Texas, we have a lot of them. When I was in New Jersey, in order to get hundreds of expired listings like I have here in Texas, I had to be a member of like 7 different MLSs. I was Bergen, I was Garden State, Hudson, Bright MLS, Monmouth Ocean. Guys, I don't even remember all of them. I had so many different MLSs I had to pay to be a part of in New Jersey just to get hundreds of expireds. You know, if you're in that market, there's a lot less expired simply because 1, it's a smaller area, and 2, you know, homes do sell a little. It's just a different market, right? But here I am in Texas. We have 1 MLS. It's a huge market. We have tons of new construction. We're kind of a little bit overbuilt at this point. Yes, the demand is still here and it is affordable. But what happened is, you know, there's new development after new development after new development. So the builders are slashing prices. They are giving away closing costs. They're doing interest rate buy down. So new construction is very attractive to home buyers, which leaves homeowners, traditional resellers, people like you're serving. It makes it a much harder time for them to sell their properties. So we're just seeing like a ton of expireds, and my job is to give them solutions. And sometimes the solutions that people want are not just reducing the price. They're looking for something creative, something different that'll serve their needs. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I'm about to get on the phones. This is me cold calling live. You're free to steal my script. If you guys haven't been to one of my script classes, I am the only real estate trainer that helps you to create your own script. I do not have you read a Mike Ferry script. I do not have you read Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry, Brandon, whoever. It is your own. And if you ever want to attend one of my script creation classes and you want to have a script that feels unique to you in your voice, sign up for one. I've only done them in person in Dallas, but I'm actually going to start doing these classes. I have one in Wisconsin this month. Next month, I'm going to be in Los Angeles. And then I think the next one after that is in Orlando. And New Jersey, I plan to get up there again soon. You guys are my home state. As you guys know, I'm looking to grow a team out there. Jersey's where my heart is. It's where my parents are. It's where I grew up. So I always will, you know, I'll always love that state and want to help everyone there. All right. So if you want to craft your own script that helps you convert, you can also go to my YouTube channel and you can see how we do it. I think there's probably a new episode that came out. Yes, girl, Kim, I got you. I owe you a phone call. I promise. I was running around with the kids yesterday. One had golf, the other one had softball, and I had to go and get keys from a home that just sold. It was a lot yesterday. But you're on my mind, Kim. So yeah, if you guys want to craft your own script that is your own voice, definitely, I'm the only real estate trainer that does this. Let's connect because I know how you feel. I used to say I don't want to use names, but I used to say a very famous coach's script and it just didn't feel like me. Drop something in the chat if you've ever used someone else's script and you feel like, wow, this is weird. This is just not me. It's not my vibe. I don't want to do it. If you've ever had that experience, drop something in the chat. So your script is going to convert at a higher rate because it's you. And here's the other thing. Anyone ever have a dating experience where like they pretend to be someone they're not just to make someone happy? That never works long term because they're going to get to know the real you. So you should be yourself so that throughout the transaction, that client is interacting with you. It is you that they want, not the coaching script that you're killing yourself to say that's not your voice. All right. I'm getting on the phones. If you guys have any questions while I'm prospecting, drop them in the chat. If there's anything I can do for you, always DM me. My intention in providing this information, I have one goal: to help all of you to stay in business and to help all of you, whatever level you're at, level up and make more money. I know what it's like to feel like, hey, I'm trying so hard. I'm doing everything my broker tells me to do. And like paying for my MLS dues is more than the commissions I'm making. If you've ever had that experience, that was me like 5 years ago. So I figured out the cheat codes. I figured out how to make a substantial amount of money and to be a present parent, which is really important to me. I take my kids to school every single day. I don't miss a single game. It's important to me. I don't want my kids' life to go by and missed it because I was prospecting or at listing appointments. So I love to share this gift with other people because I think that, God puts us on this earth so that we can do work for him, and gatekeeping and like hiding it. I mean, that's just like not what we're supposed to do as humans. All right, I'm done preaching, getting on the phones. Like I said, hit me up if you guys have questions. Put them in the chat. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's do it. I have my prospecting team, by the way. They're all here on Zoom. Shout out to Brent Boltz, Maurice Pierre in Central Florida, and of course, the one and only Mark Ramey. If you guys aren't already following my teammates, they're amazing humans. They're doing tons of business, and they're always happy to help others. Let's get on these phones. Let's go. And I'm using the Enzo dialer. Oh, look at that. Brent already set 2 appointments. Let's go, Brent Bolt. Hey, Mike. Hi, Mr. James. Just curious, is this good information that you're home on Grasshopper Lane? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, can you hear me better now? Sir, I was just curious. I saw your home came off the market. Is it accurate information that it didn't sell? Are you the homeowner at 3806 Grasshopper Lane in Union Valley? Oh, okay. Are you going to be the person making the decisions on that home, or is there someone else that I should be conversating with? That's not you, sir? Are you aware that the agent is no longer representing you? Miss Crystal Garvin released that listing yesterday. Were you aware of that? Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. According to the public website, the MLS, your relationship with Miss Crystal ended on August 14th, 2025. Were you aware of that? Oh, goodness. It seems like that would be important for Miss Crystal to communicate. Yes, sir. Well, my intention of reaching out is always to be helpful. It's never to stick my nose where it doesn't belong. Would you like to communicate with her? Of course. Well, being that she no longer represents. Oh, okay. Ah, yes, I understand. And who's handling the receivership? Your attorney? Yes, I understand. Yeah, she's no longer handling it. So who should I contact if I want? I could send you the information if you'd like to see it yourself. It's on a public website. No, there would be. Yeah, there would be no reason for me to call her since legally she no longer represents the home. Is there a way that I could present you with the cash offer? Correct. Do you know if that the court is still under agreement with her or if something has changed? Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to be candid. I've never dealt with that before. Sounds like a mess. Let's keep moving on. Hello? 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 Sometimes people call back and it clicks off when you're still on the phone. Enzo moves so fast and it talks to so many people at once. It's very normal. Are you guys able to hear the people on the other line? I have it on speaker, but there is a little bit of an echo. So I'm using Enzo to make calls right now. The Enzo dialer generally has a pickup every 20 seconds. It moves, it's a 14 line dialer, so it moves very quickly. Right now, we're in between calls. That's why it's quiet. Will you guys drop something in the chat if you were able to hear Mr. James, the conversation I just had with that homeowner? No, what? No, I'm looking for Billy Naylor. Oh, okay. You know, I'm sorry I called the wrong number. How can I get in touch with Billy about 16 Marvin Street? I'd like to make an offer on that property. I'm a real estate agent. Okay. 7, 8. Oh, gotcha. Okay. My name is Jessica Nelson. Who do I have the pleasure to chat with? Amy, nice to meet you. Amy, did you want to talk to me directly or should I call your mom? How do you prefer? Oh, I appreciate that. Are you an only child? Gotcha. I do not look forward to the day that I have to do this for my parents, so God bless you. It's a lot of work. Can't even imagine. So talk to me about it because it looks like a great piece of land. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't sold. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, they have it. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's showing just a little under 1.4. So you're saying it's really 2 acres. It's just there's an easement on the property. Now tell me about that easement. Is that a city easement? Gotcha. Okay. That's good for me to know. And in terms, and then the the manufactured home that's on the property. For some reason, I just don't see pictures. I only see pictures of the land. Tell me. Oh, that's so nice. Understood. And in terms of who you'll be working with to represent you and your interests, will you be continuing with the same agent? Or are you currently in the process of interviewing other folks? Yes, ma'am. Yes, Amy, I'm here. I gotcha. Sure. Okay. Well, Amy, I'll share with you the reason why I called. So I have a few different things that I do for homeowners like yourself. And one is, a cash offer that gets cash in your hands within 14 days. Obviously, those offers are too good to be true because they are a little bit below fair market value. That's why you're getting the money. You're not having to do inspection. And usually the price of the cash offer is about 20 to 30% below fair market value. You do not sound like a seller who's distressed or needs to sell. So you probably would be better off traditionally listing. Is that accurate? I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, you're battling a lot of new construction, as I'm sure you already know, and those, Amy, the builders are giving away these houses. Okay. So you know better than anybody then. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's one of the issues, especially in Keller, because there is so much new construction, not necessarily in Keller itself, but around you. And some people feel like, hey, if I can go get an acre for 400 and then build on it, and these lenders are giving me buy down rates, and I'm able to pick the fanciest. That's what some folks are doing. It's just easier for them. Um, I could definitely bring you a cash offer. I just feel like it might be a little bit insulting in terms of the price compared to what you're looking for. If you were to hire a listing agent, tell me what you would be looking for. What would be important to you and your family in the agent that you would choose to hire this time if you were to list it again? Yes. Okay. It sounds like you're Sounds like what you're really looking for is someone who has the professional integrity to, show you exactly what it's going to take to get it done. And then I'm also assuming really fight for you and your parents, since this is such an important asset, to get every penny possible and help them in the last chapter of their life. Is that about right? I hear you. I want the same for my family. Well, I'm more than happy to. Yeah, that's why I could bring you a cash offer, but I almost feel like you're not the right candidate for that because you could get more money on the open market. Well, Amy, if you're open to it, I think the next best step would be for us to get on like a Zoom call and I could go over different strategies. Is that something that maybe you and your mom or just you would be open to doing with me? I mean, I couldn't meet in person. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Okay. What's the nearest big city? What's the nearest big city? Because I'm not familiar with that town. Okay, gotcha. And where do you live? Okay, I know exactly where Springtown is. Well, I'd be happy to meet at the property. I just didn't want to inconvenience both of you. So either way is fine with me. If you prefer Zoom or if you prefer to meet in person, which do you think would be better? Gotcha. Okay, I can definitely do that. Do you know when their next doctor's appointment is up here? For sure. Tuesday happens to be my busiest day. It's the back-to-back meetings on Tuesday. I think my only opening, and you tell me if this could possibly work. That would be the 18th. I'm sorry, the 19th. If it would work for you and your family, I could do 2:30. 19th, you said is Tuesday, right? Yeah, so the 19th at 2:30. Would three be easier? Because I could do three. Yep, perfect. I work around you. I'm here to serve you. So three is great. Now, in order for me to prepare to better serve you and your family, I just have a couple of questions. When you were on the market, did you happen to receive any offers? Oh goodness, that is insulting. Okay. Um, did did they counter? Like, did you counter and they came up at all, or was that just their take it or leave it low ball? Okay. Well, you countered quite a bit. You came down 220,000. They should have came up. Okay. That sounds pretty generous to me. Other than donating the home, is there any other changes or modifications that you plan to make to the property before it sells? That is a lot of work, Miss Amy. God bless you for doing all of that. I can't even imagine. I've had properties. We sometimes get, when people pass away, the attorney will ask us to sell, and it takes months to get rid of all that stuff. So it's a lot of work. Makes sense. Okay. And is there any mortgage on the property currently that would need to be paid off at closing? Gotcha. Do you know how much back taxes there are on them? Okay. So 16,000, is that about right? No, it'd be less. Only eight, right? Yeah. That's nothing. Okay. Has anyone presented you with seller financing as an option? Because your parents could make a monthly cash flow on that if that was something they were interested in. Absolutely. I will definitely bring that as an option. I've been learning, the reason why I ask you, Amy, is I've been noticing that, there's a lot of tech jobs right now in Texas that people are moving from like India and other places to for these jobs. And they make a great salary. They typically have 50 to 100 grand saved, but because of the citizenship status, sometimes it's a little difficult to get a traditional loan. And they tend to be excellent candidates for seller financing because they're not going to haggle with you over 50 to 100 grand over price because they just want to buy something. They just, they want to get into a property. So that might be something that we could consider. And I'll bring the information so we can discuss it. If I were to bring you and your family an offer that you all felt was fair and reasonable, and they wanted to close in the next 20 to 40 days, would that work for you or would that be too soon? Okay, so we would just have to take it with the home on the property? Okay, oh, that's no problem. Gotcha, that's no issue. Okay, and how important would you say this is to your parents? One being like, if it happens, great. 10 being, yes, we definitely need to sell this property. Where would you say they are? Okay, I had a feeling you were going to say that. I understand. Well, I'd like to improve this for you, your brother, and your parents. There's definitely solutions, and they don't have to give away this house. 380,000 is just insulting. So there are absolutely other things we can do. Okay, great. What is the best email address for you, Amy? Texas Building Supply. Perfect. And would you like me to include your parents? I'm sure I'm just a stranger over the phone. I can imagine you'd like to see my track record references. I'm happy to send that over. Did you want me to include? Okay, perfect. Great. Yes, sounds just like my dad. Okay, perfect. Well, I have you on my schedule for Tuesday the 19th at 3 o'clock. My assistant Tiffany will definitely call you to ensure that it still works. I know you're busy. If you have to reschedule, no stress. We can always do a different time that works better for you. Awesome. Amy, do you have any other questions for me before I come out on Tuesday? Awesome. Well, I'm excited. So I don't want to meddle in business that isn't mine, but from what I can see on the MLS, it was canceled August 11th by Salvador Fernandez. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, if you're happy with his service, I'm always pleased to be a second opinion just to support all of you. But if you did decide that you wanted to make a change, it would be an honor to help you. So, yeah. Would you like more good news? Being that Mr. Hernandez is with a different brokerage, if you did choose to list, whether it's with me or anyone not in his same brokerage, you don't have to wait 30 days. It actually resets the clock at 0 days once you change brokerages. Yes. Why waste time if you didn't have to? You know who I think is going to be your perfect buyer? And you know this because you're in the industry. This time of year, a lot of investors who have tax issues, they start to look for places to dump money into to, either 1031 exchange or to just get themselves another write off. I could see that being our best buyer for your property. Yeah, and they want to get it done this year because it's the tax liability of this year they're looking to avoid. I'm confident. I'm excited for you. You're lucky without the change. Yeah, I'll bring the data with me when I see you. One thing, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'd have to take a deeper look at what's specifically going on today in your direct neighborhood. But one thing I have been seeing is, for example, there's a new community, a gated community here in Prosper, and they have these lots listed, Amy, at 1.5, which is crazy for a lot. They sold them for 650 to 750. So there is a big gap between what some people are listing lots for and what they're actually accepting. I don't know if that's true in your neighborhood. I'll bring the data. Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring all that with me just so that you and your parents can see what they're listing for and then what they're accepting, because I know that when you go on Zillow and like Realtor, you can't see it, right? Oh, sorry about that. I was saying that I realized that like when you go on Zillow.com or Realtor.com, generally you can only see what they list for. You can't really tell what the lot or the home actually sells for. Did you hear me, Amy? Yeah, yeah. So I'll bring that with me just so that you can have an accurate assessment of what's really going on. It might help you and your parents to make a decision. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm excited to meet you. I want to get this off your plate for you. If anything comes up between now and then, I am going to send you my direct phone number so you can call, text me, whatever's best for you. Thank you, and you have a blessed weekend. Oh, that's okay. It's Jessica Nelson. Yep. My pleasure. Bye, Amy. Nice chatting. And there you have it. So that property is listed right now at 995. They got an offer at 380. Fair market value is probably something like 600, 650. She did say that she was open to receiving a cash offer. I don't know if you could you guys hear what she was saying on the other end? I think this would be a lot more powerful for you if you could hear what the sellers were saying. I'll have to get a speaker so you can hear it. Are you guys still with me? I think my screen froze. You there? Everyone? So anyway, if you listen to that call, the seller told me a lot. They have back taxes. They told me what offers they've gotten on the property. They told me why they need the money. And then they also shared with me what their motivation is. So now I'm well equipped to understand how I can serve them. This is a traditional sale. This is not a cash out wholesale. This is not a sub two. No, but we can make it. Okay, cool. Wendy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like a speaker so you guys can hear me better. But anyway, that's somebody I can definitely help. I will get them on the open market. I'll get them fair market value, and yeah, they're gonna get their cash. Hold on a second. What's up, Ricky?
Yo, yo.
I'm on a live right now.
Oh, sorry. Can you text me, if possible, the 6-digit off code for Instagram?
Yeah, you got it.
Cool, appreciate you.
Pleasure, bye. Pretty. Yay! All right. If you guys don't know Ricky, Ricky's the man. You guys should all go follow him. Let me send him that code. I have to get going soon. Okay, so what's cool about that? I mean, how many phone calls did I make so far? I think 4. And we already set one appointment. Truthfully, there's a great question in here. I think Wendy asked it. Let me see. Who asked this? Wendy. Wendy said, how often do you do Zoom calls versus in-person meetings? Wendy, as much as I can. My preference is Zoom listing appointments for a few reasons. Number one, safety. I really do not, at this point in my life, want to meet strangers in their homes. I don't care if it's $1 million property or if it's a mobile home. I don't know these people. They don't know me. I just really don't like going to strangers' homes. I don't find it safe. Everyone's always like, oh, you're in Texas, don't you carry a gun? Yeah, well, other people carry guns too. And like chloroform, like I just prefer Zoom. The other reason why I really prefer it is when you go out to meet people in person, they want to spend an hour showing you all of the stuff that they've done to the property, and it is a real waste of time. When you do Zoom listing appointments, on average, mine are 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We quickly get to the point. What price will they take? What's acceptable commission? What's an acceptable timeline to them? Why are they really selling? All the things that I need to know, I'm able to address directly. And if I'm not feeling it or if they're not feeling it, we don't have to sit there for another hour looking at each other, wasting each other's time. We just get off the Zoom. So as much as possible, I'm going to look to do Zoom listing appointments. So every once in a while, I will have people who say who are ready to work with me. They're excited about listing with me, but I have to go and check the property because they might have foundation problems. There might be some weird thing going on there that affects price. And I will tell them that, hey, I'm going to have you sign this listing agreement and we are going to leave the price blank because I have not seen the home. And we'll talk to each other about what we think the range is. Like I'll share with them, hey, if there's no foundation issues in your neighborhood, it looks like we should list for $350. If there are foundation issues, it looks like in your neighborhood, the most you can get is $285. I can't tell you what price we should list this home at until I see the property to evaluate whether or not that's an issue for you. So it won't prevent me from getting the listing signed. I'll just leave the price blank. And, after seeing the home, we'll discuss the right price and then we will fill that out as an amendment later. So don't let things like that stop you so long as they're motivated. If they're like not motivated and they're my price sellers, then I wouldn't, I probably wouldn't do that. But if they're motivated, if they seem ready to work with you, they're happy with the commission, they have a real factor that's pushing them to move, I'm going to get it signed and just leave the price blank until I see the home. But obviously we will have an idea of where we want to list based on the condition of the property. It's a great question. Yes. Yes, I do, Wendy. I am so different than what every other trainer is going to tell you guys, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm a mother. Almost how many real estate trainers out there are mothers? I'm sorry, but I'm the only person my kids have. I'm not going to put myself in a position to leave them parentless. I'm not going to do it. Nor am I going to, I really don't like wasting my time because time is our most valuable asset. I'm in my 40s, and some of you are in your 20s. You probably don't have an understanding of this, but the older we get, like, there's not that much left of this asset, right? Like, it's probably the only thing that we never get back. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to drive an hour, spend an hour, and then drive back an hour. That's 3 hours of my time for somebody that I'm not 100% certain I'm going to work with. At this point in my career, at this point in my life, it's just not a valuable use of my time. Obviously, there are going to be some instances where that it makes sense to go. Like, I'm not going to have, obviously what she shared with me is her parents are elderly. They don't know how to use Zoom and they need somebody to hold their hand. This money that they're going to get from that house is all they have left for the last chapter of their life. So this is a situation where I am going to go in person because it's the right thing to do. Also, I feel pretty safe. That lady seems like a nice lady. She gave me her real work email so I can look her up. I'm going to become friends with her on LinkedIn. I'm going to do some safety vetting for my own behalf, but I get a good feeling that this is a valuable use of time. And that property is going to sell for $650, maybe $700, and at 4%, which is my listing fee, that's a significant amount of money. That's worth going out there for. Okay, let's keep going. What's up, Justin? Hi, Aisha. Aisha is an elite builder. Wendy, you're asking excellent questions, and I love that about you. For those who are just tuning in, I'm making calls live to expired listings. I just set one appointment, and I qualified that appointment. Filled out my little questionnaire. If you guys have been following me for a while, what do I tell you? The more this is filled out, the more likely you are to get the listing. There was one question I forgot to ask her. And this is how you know I'm rusty. I've taken off a lot of time this summer. I spent a lot of time on Haley softball fields, not as much prospecting as I should this summer. I'm a little rusty. What question did I forget to ask? And it's the most important question. Come on, drop it in the chat. What was the most important pre-qualifying question that I forgot to ask? Come on, blow me up, guys. All people make mistakes, even real estate trainers. Somebody blow me up right now. If you heard that conversation I just had with that lovely seller, what was the one pre-qual question that I forgot to ask that is a must ask no matter who you're talking to? Drop it in the chat if you know. All right, moving on. We're going to keep making calls. I got about 15 minutes left until I got to go. That was an excellent conversation. I'm glad you guys were able to hear it. Oh, hi. Do I have the pleasure to speak with the Reynolds family? Hi, my name is. Go ahead. My name is Jessica Nelson. I was calling to speak with the person handling 5833 Copperwood Lane. Is that you? Okay, perfect. I'm so sorry to have bothered you. Is there a better number for me to call Lauren on? Right? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Potentially, yes, I could make a cash offer on this property. It just depends on what's best for Miss Reynolds. 4387. Perfect. My name is Jessica Nelson. If you could just let her know, I actually have to run to a meeting, but I'm probably going to give her a call this afternoon, maybe around 2 o'clock. You got it. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day. Yeah. All right. I'm going to hang up now because I got to go to an appointment. So I think we made about 45 minutes of phone calls, spoke to 6 people, set one appointment. I also like you guys to see how I'm able to get phone numbers from people, because it's very common that you're going to talk to a brother, sister, or whoever, and most of the time they're going to tell you to F off. But if you talk to them the right way, they will give you the number. So number one, I do have the ability to give people cash offers. They're obviously, like I share with them, I tell them the truth. It's going to be 20 to 30% below fair market value, because something that's too good to be true is always too good to be true. Why would anyone give you a cash offer with a 14-day close at above fair market value? They wouldn't do that. So I'm telling the truth when I say that. And then obviously I have to talk to the seller to figure out what it is that solves their problem. For some people, it's going to be a cash out offer because they have either an inspection problem that's going to prevent a loan. They have a financial duress situation that they need to get up under the house quickly. Or for some folks, what they need is the most money they can get on the fair market. Or for some folks, it's going to be a sub-2 offer because there's no equity. I just don't know until I talk to them. So I'm always honest with the people who are refer me the number. Yes, I could give a cash offer, but I do need to speak to the seller to see what they want. I cannot make that assumption without talking to them. All right, guys. Well, drop a fire in the chat if you found this to be helpful. I am going to do my best to come on at least once a day, every day, or Monday through Friday, so that I can help all of you to do more deals, show you what's working for the elite builders and myself. And if you have a desire to get involved, and perhaps you're not one of those people that's ready to make a move to EXP, I get it. Listen, I was a Sotheby's girl for a long time. And when Aaron told me about EXP, I was like, nope, I'm a luxury girl. I'm at Sotheby's. No way. So I get it. If you wanted to get involved in what we're doing and you have zero desire to ever join EXP, I am currently offering a 90-day challenge. It's 90 days to 100,000, which is what you will make if you follow this program. There is a money back guarantee. If you do not create 100,000 in 90 days, you will get your money back. And if you're interested in that, the 90 days to 100K challenge is in my bio link. feel free to take a look at it. I believe I think I published it 2 days ago. We already have 3 people signed up, and there are only a total of 6 spaces available. So they will sell out. Have a blessed day, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. If there's any way that I can be of value and service to you in your endeavors, DM me or, let's connect. Take care.